Yes. So, let me show my fine face. Yes. Hello everyone. We met last week. My name is Todolope or Detona. For some of you that are just joining in for the first time, right? So, and we are doing applied machine learning, and we are going to use primarily, 9 platform. Now, last week we specifically, instructed that make sure your computers are in place so we can follow, in depth how it goes. I hope everyone here are with their computers. If you're not with your computers, please, it's not a make or break, right? But it will just give for best experience. So if you're not with your computer, please, can you signify so I will know how detailed it will be? Judith, okay, you can see some people are. So Ima, okay, Emmanuel, I'm assuming you are raising up your hand because you don't have computers, right? Or you have questions. Emmanuel, you can speak. Hello? Some of you are raising up your hands.
Yeah, you can give them permission to speak. I'm just enabling them to speak now.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys that have been enabled, you can go ahead with your question.
Good evening, SARS. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Francis.
I have a laptop, but I am not with my laptop because sometimes I'm at my place of work. I sleep at my place of work. Sometimes I go home. My laptop is at the house, so I didn't go home this weekend. So maybe next weekend I'll start using my laptop.
That is, totally understandable, but I just want to, enjoin that after the class, make sure you watch the recordings, make sure make sure you watch the recordings, make sure you at least immerse yourself, do some exercises, right? So that at least the impression of the class stays longer with you, right?
Yes,
Oluwatobi. So we are using this time, we will do this mini QA for another 1-2 minutes. So in case other people join the class. Oluwatobi, do you have anything to say? I see you raised up your hand. Okay. So, hello? Yes, Toby.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you.
Yeah, good evening once more. I'm currently not with my laptop, but then I just want to say thank you because the last class, not the one that was held on Tuesday. I mean the first practical class. I mean I just finished the training yesterday. It was an amazing one. So I really it's self-explanatory. Now I actually built those 3 models, following step to step, and it was amazing. So I'm really thrilled to join today's section.
No problem. Very good. Very good. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for for that. It's encouraging, right? So yes, and I'm sure are there new people that this is their first time joining the class? Are there new people that if it's your first time joining the class, so we want to know how much of in depth we have to go, how much of a recap we have to do, so everybody is on the same page at the end of the class. Right now, some sections or some modules will be like we will not dwell on them for that long because of course this is a next class after, but feel free to ask questions, feel free to raise up your hands, and then you are a bit not that far behind, but by next class, make sure you do all the exercises together, all the exercises, watch the 2 recordings, and then we can, move forward at the same pace from next class. Make sense? Okay. So let's go to today's lesson, right? Applied machine learning platform, right? So we are going to start with a recap from last week, right? This is just a bit about myself, a bit about myself, my background for those that are new, for those that are just new, right? And then some of the website packages we'll be working on with is primarily NIME Analytics, and we'll be taking resources from Kaggle and GitHub, right? Now, the class is supposed to start with regression, which we started, and we will conclude today. So we will do some level of deep learning from next class, right? So deep learning, regression, and deep learning classifications. We'll do those 2 because once you have the foundation, we'll move at a very, very rapid pace, right? So these slides, we all have access to it. This slide is just showing that, the skill you are learning and the way you are learning it is in high demand, right? People are, you can get remote jobs. So this was just a link on Upwork to show you that, you can do machine learning and everything on NIME, using NIME, right? Some people are looking for it, and it's rapidly gaining, traction. And another link was just to show you that, they are looking for machine learning requirements, and a lot of them are remote contract jobs. So let's take this lesson serious, and let's take everything, let's do everything after class, right? So now, and we did a lot of this about how we cultivate intelligence. Just a recap to everyone. When you started your SS1 or your JS1 and they want to teach you maths, your teacher will give you, teacher will first teach, and then they'll give you examples. After examples, they'll give you assignments, they'll give you classwork, they'll give you correction. And then you get your test, you now do your exams, and then all that is preparing you for your WAEC and your JAMB, right? And that's like, so we applied all these steps in our machine learning, right? So, and this is how machine learning lifecycle goes. We manage the data, we train the models, we evaluate the models, and we deploy the models, right? And the machine learning lifecycle goes like, you gather the data, and then you prep the data, then you do, exploratory data analysis. We'll do some hints of that, right? We'll do model building, which we've done, which we've seen, model evaluation, model deployment, right? So that is that. And then, so for those that are just joining, for those that are just, how will I do this slideshow? How will I end slideshow? For those just joining, I'm going to paste this link on the group. So you can download NIME. If this is your first time and you haven't downloaded NIME, I'm going to paste this on the group. I'll put it on the Q&A section. So you can click on that link and download NIME, depending on your platform, right? So if you are using Windows, there's a section for it. If you are using Mac, there's a section for it. So please, if this is your first time, click on that link now and download. If you have any problems in the process of downloading, just signify, we can address it. Make sense? So if this is your first time, you can click and we can, sorry, I'm trying to, okay, yes. So far, any questions? Good. So we are still in the process of recap, and that is done. Now, the final part of the recap that I want to show is that we touched on, I think, 3 models. last time, we touched on 3 models. And the models were primarily based on the Boston CSV dataset we touched on, and they were growing from ant to elephant. So it was increasingly complex, increasingly much more intelligent models that we were building, right? So CSV reader, we partitioned, we used linear regression, we use linear regression and a normalizer, we use polynomial regression, and we used a rule engine, right? Now, if this is new to you, we are going to touch some aspects of it. So don't bother yourself. And as we are doing this, if you have any questions, let us know. Now, someone has posted on the group saying, they had issues. Sorry, where was that? They had issues loading CSV or Excel for NIME to see it. Right? We're going to address this now, right? But we're going to address it with a new set of data, right? So please, I'm going to paste a link, right, to a data set that and you can download the data, right? And this is the data. You can download the data. I hope everyone is seeing my screen. You can. So some of you, if this is your first time, I'm re-emphasizing that. If this is your first time, I want you to go to the NIME platform, download NIME, install it. If you're having any issues, let us know. It's going to take a while. And if this is your first time and your second, your third or fourth or fifth time, download the data set I've broadcasted, because we are about to go on, we're about to go through another model creation on NIME, right? So in this project, we're going to start a new project, right? A new project. I'm going to download, just like you, I'm going to download the data. So to download the data, I will come here, I will say download raw, right? And it's going to download. So what we are doing in this project, we are going to predict what the CSV is not showing. So I'm going to tell you the problem statement. Let me see if I can see it from here. The problem statement. I think I saw it here. Okay, go diamond. Diamond price prediction. Yeah. So this is the problem statement, right? Now we have diamonds, and let me see. So this one is the solution. Let's see the problem data set, right? So now we have some attributes of diamond. Please, everywhere is too quiet. Can someone just say, hey, we are hearing you. I don't want to talk too fast, too slow, So far, we are good.
We are following, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
okay.
Yes. For those that are new, let me try and see if I can spot some new names of this call and see if I can catch some people in case they are slacking. Joy, have you downloaded NIME? Thomas, have you downloaded NIME? There's another name. Let's see. Abimbola, have you downloaded NIME? I know you can't respond, but know that I'm watching you in case you have not downloaded NIME. Tony, have you downloaded NIME? Make sure you download NIME, right? So, yes. I'm trusting everybody that we've downloaded NIME, right? If there's any issues, make sure you signify so we can, like I said, worst case, move at the same pace next week, right? Download NIME, download the data set. Now, let's assume you've downloaded the data set. What do we do from there? What do we do from there? So now, some people will be like, okay, I've already turned on my NIME workflow in case they are new. So I'm going to I'm going to start it from the beginning. It's going to load a workspace for me. It's a custom. I will launch it, and when I launch it, voila. I think it's a different experience for Windows users, right? It's a different experience, but that's it. So now let's get into today's lesson. Now, the data set that was provided to me was a CSV data. It was a CSV data, right? Now, I'm going to take a CSV reader. Sorry, there's an echo coming in. Is the echo still on?
Hello.
I'll be disabling everybody that is speaking without raising their hand. I just give people permission to talk, but I can see people not. If you want to speak, raise your hand. You'll be given the permission to talk. You should not
So we don't interrupt.
pull them. Yeah, don't interrupt the classes.
Mhm. So, yes, this is CSV reader. Now, what do we want to do? In CSV reader, if you see there are three states, right? There's configure, ready and execute, right? So now there's a CSV reader. Sorry, I think I went a step ahead. For those that are new, I'm trying to make sure we are bridging across. We have different nodes. We have input output nodes. We have manipulation nodes. We have views. We have analytics. We have a number of them. If you can't see all of them, just come to preferences, and in preferences you will see the UI. Click on all nodes. The starter nodes, is all nodes. Just click on that and then apply. You'll be able to see all nodes. Right? If you want me to take that again, you just click on preferences, you'll see all nodes, and then boom, you'll see all those. Now, can you hear me? Is somebody talking? Okay. So now we are giving a CSV, right? And we want to read the input. So what do we come? We come to the input output node. To the input output node. Busayo Koka, if you can mute. All right. So now we have the input output nodes. Let me maximize this. Right. We have the input output nodes. All right. Now, if you are here, just going to go very fast on this. So we have CSV. If you are familiar with the 9 platform, you can just search and it will show you. Right. We have the CSV. Now let's see how easy it is, because I know some people, we have different levels of experience, and some people already know Python. So let's see this. So I'm going to configure. What do I want to configure? It's an input file. It's an input node. So that means we need to give it a file, right? So in my file, I downloaded diamonds, right? That's the CSV. Someone said they are having issues adding files to CSV to 9. This is the step you need to do. So you take that, you apply, and then you run, right? So if you see, it was red before, it is now yellow. So it's showing it's ready to execute. So if I run it, right? If I run it, it's showing the table. It's showing that this is the column. This is attributes of the diamond. It has carats, it's cut, it has this color, it has clarity, it has these steps, it has XYZ, the length, the breadth, and the height, and then is the price. This is what we are trying to predict. The price. We're trying to predict the price. Right? Now, there's something interesting about this data. Unlike the last data, which was busting out pricing, right? If you look at the data, we did this last week. If you look at the data, if you look at the attributes of the table, all the table, now let me see if I can get this. Yes. All the table, what is their data type? They are all either doubles or integers. They are either doubles or integers. That means they are numerical data types. They are numbers. You can multiply, you can add, you can divide them. All those data sets. Now look at the diamond data sets. let's look at the attribute. Let's look at the attribute of the table, right? Let's look at it. Now, see, this is a number, that is an integer. This is a double. This is a string, and a string. These are numbers, integers, and doubles. So that means this data set is alphanumeric. Some columns contain alphabets or non-numeric, numbers, while some of them contains numeric ones. So you cannot say a times 2. Of course, you say it's 2a, but computer does not understand that. So we need to deal with this. Right? Any questions so far? Please. I know for some of you that this is your first class, I'm taking you back and forth, but just everything will make sense. Everything will make sense together, right? So we have this CSV reader. What did we do? We configured by linking it to an input file.
Yeah.
And then linked it to an when we linked it to an input file, someone is raising up their hand. Samad, your hand is raised. Okay. Samad, are you there? Okay. So
I just gave him permission to talk. Somehow you can go ahead.
okay.
Session here, and last week I was told you did a session last week too, but I couldn't get a record for that last week or two. And please let me resend the link for the 9 app that you're talking about, because my network was bad before. That was why I have to leave and I have to rejoin back again.
Yeah, no problem. I think
Are you in the Google classroom, Samad?
Huh?
Are you in the classroom?
Yes.
Yeah, you will see all those recordings in the classroom and the deck for the all the classes are in the classroom as well.
Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Good. We are good. I have also resent or reshared the links like you requested. Okay, so yes, let's continue. So we have this, right? So now this is one way or the other introducing us into some level of feature engineering. There are different nodes. Like for example, if you look at manipulation, concatenation, string cleaner, that are here that all you need is to practice to get to know how to use it, right? I'm not going to go a lot into model development because we've done that last week, but I will show us what to do. So now let's look at this. This is showing characters. Now my machine learning cannot see they cannot see what they call my machine learning cannot see what they call numbers, characters. I need to do something called encoding. What does encoding mean? Encoding means that, for example, if you look at this is ideal. I can say ideal means 0, premium means 1, good means 2. But premium was 1, so in this place it will be 1. Good was 2, good will be 2. So it will look for unique numbers to represent every unique expression on the column of that table. That is called encoding, right? So it's just like x is equal to 2. Wherever I see x, put 2. Simple, right? So let's do that. So there's something called, category to numbers. Category to numbers, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to take this now. The beautiful thing about 9 is that NIME already understand what we want to do. So what do I mean by that? NIME already understand that these are the columns that are not numbers, and it's telling us that this is what we want to do. Let's do it. Apply. Okay. And what do I have to do? Execute. If you look at the column now, you can see that cut is in English ideal premium number, but we already have cut to numbers. You can see color. We already have color to numbers. You can see clarity. We already have clarity to numbers. So now all the string columns is that simple. Is that simple. It has done everything for us and it has made everything, perfect. Right? So now let's take that again. I'm going to delete this node because I was excited to show you the use of this node. But what do we do? Now, for those that were here last week, what did we say we do? Let's assume that this is the curriculum. Let's cultivate some level of intelligence. This is the curriculum of the class. Now, in the curriculum of the class, what would the teacher say? The teacher will say, I want to partition it because the part of the syllabus, right? Some part of the syllabus will go to examples and classwork. Another part of the syllabus will go to assignment, test, and homework, right? That will contribute to your continuous assessment. So that's what this partitioning is for. Now, if I open the partitioning node, I'm saying 70% of the syllabus will go to class, assignment, homework, everything that has correction. And 30% will go to what? Exam, right? So now I've configured it partition. So if you look at this place, the total number of rows is 53,940. If you come to partition, the first partition is now 37,758. The second partition is now 16,162. So I've broken it into two, right? I've broken it into two. Now I'm taking somewhat of a long route so you can see some nodes and some new nodes. So just please let me know, is there anybody's hand raised? So okay, see someone's hand. I don't know if it's new. Maybe it's old. All right, so now partition. Now what do I want to do? I'm going to take category to number, right? So now all the ones in the classwork and all the one that I've set for curriculum, I'm going to pass them to this category. So what's that telling me? That is telling me that if I run it like we did, we already have cut to numbers, color to numbers, and clarity to numbers, right? Clarity to numbers. Now, this test, what's going to happen? There is also numbers to category apply, the way we had normalizer apply. So this category to number apply, let's just apply the formula and the approach there. And then the ones for test, let's also convert it. Am I making sense? By the time we run it and we run it, boom, it's with the same, is with the same is with the same thing, right? Now, hold on. So this partition XYZ price, this has partition cut color, and this has, let me see. Let me reset it and then run it, and then process data. Hold on. It's supposed to show, so this is supposed to show the cut color, but let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Reset. Yep. And then do this, and then I do this, and then we have this, right? Now, after we have this, right? After we have this, I have split the syllabus. This is your exam and your test, right? Now, there's something I want to show you, right? What do we then do? We bring the normalizer, right? We bring the normalizer, and from here, everything looks familiar, right? We bring the normalizer, and we also bring the what? Normalizer dot apply. And we know why we need normalizer, right? It helps us reduce error. Now, from personal practice, right? What we did last week, right? What we did last week from personal practice, right? we normalize the target value. We normalize the target value. So I want us to try something. This is a new concept I want us to try. We know what normalization is. Normalization helps us to reduce noise. And if you remember last week, we said an example of if we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, but the 3,000 number has a noise of 300. So instead of it to be 3,000, it's 3,300, right? Now, that means the size of the error is 300. But if we divide everything by 5,000, right? Instead of the value of the error to be 300, the value of the error, so it will now be, this is what we did, 3,300. So the clean value is 3,000, but the value with noise is 3,300, right? So if you divide it by 5,000, it is going to be 0.66. But the value without error is 3,000, 0.6. So what's the value of error in the normalized value is 0.06 instead of 300. We've managed to bring the size of that noise from 300 to 0.06. That is the value in normalizing. But one thing we are sure of is the target, right? What we want to predict. Now, what we want to predict, we are certain that it is not wrong. That's why it is the target, right? It is what we want to predict. So now, why don't we try something? We will normalize everything except the target. Does that make sense? Hello? Do people understand what I'm saying? Hello? Hello, Femi, Faka, yeah, Joe.
Yes.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Israel. Good afternoon. Good
Good
evening,
afternoon.
rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, apparently, I'm very lost, right? So it would have been helpful if I had somewhat like, so because I'm just downloading Nime, and
Perfect.
I'm just trying to like follow up with the things you've said, but at this point, because I couldn't follow up from the very beginning, I'm quite lost.
No,
So
no, no
yes.
problem. No problem. And that's half of this class is primarily for people in the same situation. If you are lost, no problem. Just turn on your beacon. We will find you. Right? We will
Yeah.
cross that line together. Right? So now the good thing there is you're downloading Nine. Is in progress. It will take a while. I want you to, as lost as you can, just make sense of it. Once
Okay,
Nine is
so I
once
already even installed it.
okay.
I
Create
already
a web.
installed.
Have you downloaded the data?
Yes, I've downloaded the data.
Create a fresh workspace. Turn on Nine,
I've
create a
done that.
workspace. You've done that. Go to your
Yes.
preferences, make sure that all nodes are activated. Have you done that?
Okay, no, I haven't done
Are you
that.
using a
That's
Windows?
settings.
Yeah, settings,
Yeah,
preferences.
yes, I use a MacBook.
Okay, so preferences, all nodes. All right.
Oh, nodes.
Once you click on it,
Um,
it's the first thing that will show on your Nine modern UI, all nodes. Right, good. Now, for everybody that is fresh, I hope we are all at this stage, right? For everybody that is fresh, yeah.
I can't find all nodes.
So have you opened preferences?
Yes.
Now go to on the sidebar, you will see Nine modern UI. Nine modern
Okay.
UI. When you
Okay,
click on
okay.
it, you see all
Oh,
nodes.
all nodes. Okay, so I apply that.
Yes, and close. So if you go
All
to
right.
your node, if you go to your nodes, right, you will now see all the nodes, your input output nodes, manipulation, views, analytics, database, other data types. You will see all of them accessible to you.
Yes, I see
Very
that
good.
now.
So we are almost on the same page, right?
Yes.
So now what do we want to do? If you downloaded the data, right, it's going to be a CSV file format, and because it's a CSV file, we'll come to the input output nodes, or we need a CSV reader.
Okay.
Right. So if you go to your CSV reader, what we have to do is configure.
Oh, so it's a CSV reader. That's why I
Yes,
missed
it-
it. I was using CSV writer.
Yes, CSV reader. So
Tell me.
I think right now we're on the same page, at least where everything is, we're on the same page, right? So no problem.
Yes.
Makes sense. Thank you.
So I
Is
just
there
click
any,
on settings and then I pick the file, right?
yeah, you keep pick
That's
yes, configure and you pick the file and then yes. Configure, pick the file, and then when you have it, you execute.
all right.
There's an
Thank you. I
execute.
think
You're welcome.
yes, I think I'm good with that first part. So I'll just try and see if I can follow up with the rest as you
I'll
spoke.
I'll do a recap again.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Is there any other person based on me and Femi's exercise now that is lost? All right. I will go and be calling people's names. Oh, Kenneth. Kenneth, are you there? Okay. Some people are raising up their hands. Let's see. Some people are raising up their hands. 7 people.
Yeah, so they may not be able to speak until they are enabled. Can you enable them from your end as well? You click the three dots menu and enable them to talk. So,
Sorry,
Okay.
please confirm something.
no,
For the
not there,
partition,
not there. Look at the attendees raising hand. You can enable them to talk from there.
Okay.
But I think everyone that is raising their hand can
They
talk.
can talk.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So let's go one by one. And don't let me see. Annie, yes. Annie, please. You can talk. Annie, can you let me enable. Oh, Annie has left too. Okay. Babatunde.
Yeah, the third, the three dots. That's what you
Oh
click.
no, this is disabled to talk. Remove
Yeah,
attendee.
because he already can talk.
Enabled, yes. So but they are muted. They have to unmute
Yeah,
themselves,
so
right?
they need to unmute themselves. Yes. To be able to talk. Babatunde, are you there?
Yes, I'm there,
Okay.
but
Tunde,
my hands are down. I don't know
oh,
why it's showing that my hands are up. It's down from
okay.
my side.
No problem. Joy. Joy, you have to unmute if you are speaking. Okay. Francis, any questions?
No, sir. I will, when I am with my laptop, I will just go download this name and go over the
Francis,
classes.
you've not downloaded 9. You were here last week now. You just broke my heart.
I've not gone home. That's why. But I'll go home. I'll go
Okay.
home tomorrow. I
Okay.
can collect my laptop.
I'm going to write your name down. Osezua Francis Ogogo. Yeah, like
Yes,
I just
boss.
finished watching a Nigerian movie. Ogogo was there. Right. So I will make sure that first thing, Ogogo, is Ogogo your last name? I'll just say Francis. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's my son. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be like, did you download 9? Don't give me breakfast though, please. So
Okay,
no
sir.
problem.
Thank you
Yeah,
for taking it personal. Taking my
no,
matter personal.
no problem. Yeah. Ime, are you there? Ime, okay, Ime has disabled.
You need to enable email to speak.
Okay.
You need to enable him.
Yeah. When they
Like,
raise their hand.
yeah,
Oluwatobi, can you talk?
Oluwatobi can talk.
But if okay. Samad, is this from before? Okay. So no problem. Like
I'm still, sir,
okay. Yeah, is this
I'm still
hand
trying to
raised?
download the 9, but it's still not going yet. But once I download it, I will
Okay.
just follow up with it.
No problem.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks, sir.
okay. Yeah. Kenneth, if you have any questions, you can talk. Kenneth? Okay. So no problem. At least that break was helpful in taking us back and forth and taking us down memory lane, right? So now let's go. Now,
Sorry, just a quick one. For the
yes,
partitioning, you use 70%, right?
I use 70%. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we've partitioned, which is we move to train and test, and then we change all the categories to number. You can actually bring this node and put here where you change everything to number and then you partition after. It's just design choice. I chose this long route so I can show you that there's number to category apply, right? There's normalizer apply. You can go any route you want. It's design choice, right? So now category, so normalizer, and then should we try linear regression? Yes, let's try linear regression, which we've learned last week. So linear regression just helps us find the line of best fit, right? We take the data, linear regression learner. The regression learner tells, what do you want to predict? Oh, I want to predict price, right? I want to predict price. What data do you want to remove? Column is not part of it. So I want to use carat cut color. Now, can you see there's cut color clarity? There's cut color clarity there. So I want to remove cut, I want to remove color, and I want to remove clarity. Can you see? So it's carat depth, this X, Y, Z, cut to number, color, because these are strings. I don't need them, right? And I want to predict price, right? And then what will I take again? In short, I'm going to do something that I will give a cash price. I'm going to use regression predictor. For those not in the not following, I'm taking a rush because we've done this class last week, and it's self-explanatory from the video. And then we take this, but I'm going to run through the once I'm done, I'm going to run through it. Then line plot, and then we take this, right? And then let's see if our process flow is working. Yeah, it's working. What? Yeah, sure. Predicted column name. Column name. Column prediction name. Thank you. Done. Something did not transmit. Oh, hold on. Hold on. It's me. So you see. Yep. Just give me a minute. Yep. So we were correct. This goes here, right? And this takes the data, right? Prediction column name. Price.
I can't see your full screen, the full model.
What did you say?
The full model. It's
You can't
supposed
see
to
my
move,
full screen.
move the models to the workspace.
I'm coming. Sorry. How do they drag? I'm coming. There should be a drag. So, but okay, is it better now? You should be able to see it now.
Yes.
Can you see? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Mhm. Something is wrong. Yeah. No, there's something. So now, yes, we've predicted price. Okay. OTM. Perfect. You've predicted price. Perfect. So very good. Very good. Now this will come here. Right. So I'm going to take you through what is running through my head. So now let's come back here. Let's take a step back, right? Now we understand that we've configured the CSV. When we configure the CSV, we've done the partition, right? Right. When we partitioned, we changed all the categories to number, right? Good. Now, this was my mistake. I went to pick number to category apply. Is my mistake. So there's category to number apply. The one I put before was number to category apply. That's why we're not seeing the output. Right. So this comes here. And when I run it, it shows the cut to number. So just the way we have here. So if you look at, let me take it again. So the CSV reader goes, we have 5,940, right? Now we partitioned it. So that 53,000 became 37,000 for the first partition and 16,000 for the second partition. So this has 37,000, this has 16,000. So when we partitioned it, we normalized so that we can reduce the noise. And then that 37,000, we fed it into a linear regression learner, and it predicted, and that worked. Now this is the exam. I told you this is the classwork assignment and the syllabus being taught to the students. Now this is the exam. Now we've done the category to number apply based on this, right? Now, what do we want to do? We want to also normalize, right? Because we've normalized based on that, but it's just basically saying the area of concentration. We're using what we used in training in testing. So we normalize when we normalize. Now, look at this situation, right? If you look at when we normalized, now we want to pass this to the linear regression learner, right? Now, if you notice, there's something I want to make clear to you. This normalizer, we gave it every column. Clarity, color, crop. We gave it every column. Babatunde, please, any question?
Yes. Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you.
So, sir, I wanted to ask, when you say normalizer, do you mean like balancing the equation, or what do you mean by normalizer? Is it just the name of the tool?
Normalizer is the name of the node, but in machine learning, there's a concept called normalization.
Okay.
Now, normalization primarily mean, standardization of the data. Standardization of the
Okay.
data to reduce the noise in the input.
Okay,
You
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to. I think I think there is noise in your background, but hope you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to. Okay, let me answer. So and that's what I was explaining with the 3,300 against 3,000. So say for example, there is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. That's a clean data. But now there's, instead of the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, there's now 3,300. That 300 is an error. Maybe somebody wrote 2 times. It can be based on user inputs, based on sensor inputs, based on recording error, human error, anything. 3,300. So now, imagine this. If I say what's the error difference, it's 300. But if I normalize, one of the ways you can normalize is by just, dividing with the highest value. That's one concept in normalization. There's interpolation, there's standard scalar, there's power transformer. There are different things. It's a way you transform or standardize the data. So when you divide it, if you now use divide by 1,000, 5,000, the highest value, that 3,300 becomes 0.66, right? But the true value is supposed to be 3,000, which is supposed to be 0.6. If I subtract the value of the error becomes 0.06. You can see that noise based on human error has reduced to 0.06, legit approximately 0 instead of 300. That's the relevance of scalar. Last week, what we did was we trained. What we did last week was we trained one without a normalizer, and we trained one the same thing with a normalizer, and we checked the values of the errors. Right? We checked the values of the errors. Where is that? Coming. Don't worry, I will get that for you. We checked the values of the error here. It's on that here. So this is the one. Are you there? Somebody wanted to say something. So if you look at the error is 0.075, right? But if you look at the one that was not normalized, the error was 23, right? Because there's a lot of noise that may have been in data. Does that make sense? So that's one essence of normalizing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
If hand is also up, I'll be
okay. Let me allow to talk. Ime, are you there?
I don't think you've allowed him yet.
No, I have, yeah. I have now. You can unmute. You can unmute if you want. Okay. Is whenever you're ready, just signify again. So some people that I expect to be asking questions. Sumbo, Shegun, Toby, Obina, Thomas, Nuruddin. I hope all of you, what you are saying is that you understand, though. You understand perfectly. Right? So, and I'm happy that, we're all full of, because when the exercise, yes, somebody's talking. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Under category to number. So under my configuration, so the category that I have to filter is cut. I want to confirm if I'm on the right path.
You said the category you have to filter. I didn't get your question.
Cut, color, and clarity, right?
Yes.
I just want to, because I missed that.
No, so it's cut, color, and clarity, but irrespective, just look for the columns that is not numbers. It's not numbers. So if you come to the statistics here, right, they will tell you what column and their type. So even before looking at everything, the data type, if you look at it, carat is number, cut is string, which is string. Anyone that is not number, you need to encode. Does that make sense? Anyone that is not number, you need to encode, right? So now let's go back to this. Ime's hand is still raised, but Ime is not talking. So yet to authorize my permission. Okay. So no problem. Yes. So let's continue. So, and then we do this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Yes, I can hear you. But I can't hear you anymore. As of now, I can't hear you. A few seconds ago, I could hear you. Now I can't hear you. Okay. Obina. Yes, how are you? How are you?
Yeah, please, I'm stuck because I just installed my name now. I downloaded the data set, but how to import it to my name? I mean, it's difficult.
How to import the data set into your name, Mabi? That's your question. right? Is that your question? No problem. Samuel Odusonya. Okay. You know what? So that we don't risk of, doing this, just give me 1-2 minutes. Let me achieve this one workflow and then we'll come back, right? So now, so we've partitioned, right? We changed the non-numbered columns to numbers. We normalized. Now this linear regression is like our students, we've trained it, and now we are passing them through an exam. Now this is the interesting part I want you to see. When we partition, we applied the same variables of encoding it, we applied it here. Now we applied the same normalizer here, but look at the normalizer. You can see that this learner gave us an option. What did the learner? The learner gave us an option of taking out columns we don't need. Right? How do we take out columns we don't need in this scenario? How do we take out columns we don't need in this scenario? And that's where we come to what? The column filter. Right? This column filter will just come and take this. Let's delete this and say, let me configure you. What columns do you need? What columns don't you need? In the training, I didn't use column 0. I didn't use, which ones did I use? I didn't use color. I didn't use cut, and I didn't use clarity. Right? So I use character depth, this. So exclude. I didn't use price. You didn't use price in the training because price is what you are trying to predict. So price is the answer. You don't give the answer with the question. So you exclude those columns, right? So if you come here, if you want to see it again, to cross-check, is everything here, correct, depth, table, everything that is not here must not be in that one. So we have correct, depth, table, X, Y, Z, cut, color, clarity. Correct depth table, XYZ, cut color clarity. Correct depth table, XYZ, cut color clarity. And there and then we will now be able to compare apples to apple, right? And then linear regression. Now it has predicted. What did it predict? Beautiful. It predicted that, so look at it, price prediction, right? Price prediction for you to see. Now, what did he predict? He predicted negative price in some months. Just imagine. He predicted what? Negative price in some months. He predicted negative price. He predicted, where is it? Okay, this is the price. Hold on. Okay, I think I know. I should include price. Sorry. Let me include price. Okay. Reset this so that this can come here. Yes, so that I'm looking for a price table. And then when we come here, we can run this. Sorry, I ran it without configuring it. All right, so row ID, and then everything comes here. We're looking for price predicted. And then now, this is why it was my mistake for excluding price the first time, right? I was not supposed to exclude price, right? I was not supposed to exclude the predicted price from here. Don't mind me, right? So we'll come here, we will include price, right? We'll run this, and then we'll run this, and then the data here will now have price predicted and price, right? Now, why do we need price predicted and price? And then when we do this, we'll run this so that when we configure, we can compare price predicted and price, right? And reset. Yeah. So now this is showing that price predicted is in blue. Price predicted is in blue. but our price is in blue. The original value is in blue, but our price predicted is noisy. Right? Very noisy. So, but it is following the same pattern. Right? It is following the same pattern. Now, this has shown us some level of, data manipulation, encoding, filtering of columns. Now, look at this noisy data. What should we do to a noisy data? If we want to smoothen or see the line, what can we do to a noisy data? Hello? Does anybody know? What can we do to a noisy data?
We should normalize it.
We should normalize it. That is what, but it's an output. It's an output. I'm going to tell you why that may not apply. I'm going to call somebody randomly. Joy, are you there? Some of us are data analysts. What should you do to a noisy data? I'll call another random person. Thomas Kajo Tony. Thomas, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, what should we do to a noisy data like this? Any idea?
My idea was to say normalize, but you said that won't work.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so,
So
could you apply regression to it?
Could you apply regression? So the response we have is the consequence of regression. Regression happened, and this is the result of it. Now, there's something called a moving average. Right? So what does moving average do? Right? Why don't I take this one, move it here? And I'm going to explain why normalize is something we should not do. Now, what is moving average? Moving average is that, hey, there is noisy data. So that means it's moving from 23 to 1, 1 to 5, 8 to 22, 22 to this. It's moving up and down. But instead of us to pick all those up and down movement, let's find a straight line where the next value is the consequence of the mean of the previous 5 values. Can use moving average to smoothen it out. So now, what is this telling me? This is telling me that, okay, I'll take everything out. I'll take the price predicted. Now, this is telling me that the current value should be the mean of the previous 21 values. So that means your first 21 value will not have values. It's from the 22nd, you will now have values, third values, fourth values, fifth values, something like that, right? So let's try and see if we can smoothen it. Now, just hold on. Let me see. Yep, and then let me come and configure. Now, this is moving average price predicted. I'll move it here. And then configure. And let's see. Now, can you see the yellow line is a bit much more less, should I say, less all over the place, right? Compared to the green one. So the moving average for price predicted is this, price predicted in itself, and then price. Do you understand what I did? Do you understand the difference? Let me see, opening a new window. Let me see if I can expand it so it's very clear. So there's the blue line. The blue line is under, it's just a straight line. Now this one is trying to predict, and some of, wait, let me see, can I, yes. So this is the blue line. This is how the blue line looks. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, this is the price predicted in itself. See how, all over the place it is. Now, this is now the moving average. Now, if I compare these two, this is what these two are telling me. Am I making sense? So you understand. So we use the moving average to make something, to see the trend better. Right? So all these are some level of, feature engineering that we are gradually stepping into. So last week we said, oh, let's assume we have a clean data set. In that clean data set, we just trained a model. And now we trained different models. We trained from linear regression to, polynomial. We trained different models. Now this week, we've given us very small, this is the littlest on clean data. The data is not just numbers, it has strings, right? So we've known how to encode. When we encoded and we trained, our training was very, very, all over the place. Right? Now, the response, how can we smoothen it out? I think that was the word, not to. So how can we smoothen it out? So normalization is to denoise a data set. This concept here is to smoothen the result of a prediction, right? So, for example, if your guy comes and say, oh, look at this is beautiful. Your model is wow. Can you tell me, this is not what you show, but if you take this and you show them now, this is what we are predicting and this is how it looks like, this makes much more sense. Make sense? Now, but the different things now, if you look at this beginning place, there's no data there. That's the first 21 values. The first 21 values will be invalid, and then from there it will be meaning the previous 21. So the 23rd will be 1 to 22, the 24th will be 2 to 23, the previous 21 values, it will be finding the cumulative mean and be moving across that. Any questions? Now, let's now see. So when you are training someone, it's good. You are supposed to score the numeric scorer, right? Numeric scorer. So we'll come here. We talked about numeric scorer, and we said that numeric score is that, okay, it's going to compare which two values. It's going to compare price and price predicted, right? It's going to compare price and price predicted. And then it will tell us what the error is. Now, what is it saying? It's telling us that, this is so bad because it's very all over the place. The error is about 856. The root mean square is 1.9 million. This is a bad model. A bad regressive model. You cannot, if you take this, if any analyst bring this to me, I will first ask, did they go to school? This is a bad model. But this is fine. If you're in your process of working, this is fine. And that's why last class, we talked about different approaches. In Boston housing, we did linear regression, regression with normalizer, polynomial regression. There are different regression that we can use. If we come to regression, there is linear regression, simple tree regression, this regression, logistic regression. There are different regression tools all over that we can do. Does that make sense? Any questions, please? Any question? Okay, no question. Beautiful. That means I did a good job. Okay. Now, you are using 9. You are using 9. If this is your first time of using 9, what if you are like, they want the response in Python? What should we do? They want the response in Python. Somebody is talking. Somebody raised up their hand. Thomas.
Yeah, please. I want you to go over why you said it's a bad model. Why you said if somebody gives you.
Yes. Why is it a bad model? So assuming this is machine learning, you are trying to learn a concept, you're trying to cultivate intelligence. And let me just tell you some of the concepts we talked about last week. Let's assume this is the syllabus. Somebody just passed their junior WAEC, they are going into SS1. SS1 further maths. You know, if you want to do engineering or STEM courses, further maths. Okay. Your further maths teacher comes in, you know, with his pankere. This is the syllabus. We're going to do differentiation, integration. This is the syllabus. Now, in the syllabus, it comes to partitioning. I just want to use this opportunity to go through some of the concepts we did last week. Now, in this partition, it says that, oh, this is what I'm going to use for my syllabus, for my classwork, homework assignment. This is what I'm going to use for my exam. You know, sometimes some of our teachers will give us our exam as classwork just to help us. And with that, we are not serious. You will see the bagging. So now, in part of the steps, right? So, for example, in differentiation, they may have to teach us that if I give you any data, right, you have to use function of a function, or you have to use quotient rule. This is something like that. We have to do some level of transformation in the data. So in this one, we want to convert strings to numbers. And that's what we did. We converted it to numbers. Now, when we converted to numbers, in case there is noise, we normalize to remove those noise. Right? Now, I've taught all the students. After teaching them all the classwork, I will now give it, this is the student, the learner. This is the student. Now, when we train the student, after 12 weeks, class assignments, schoolwork, it's not time for exam. We will just come to the exam. Come to the exam again. We do all the transformation on the questions. The same way, the same teacher that taught them in the class, in the school, is the one that is teaching them, setting the exam, and giving the area of concentration to the invigilator. This is the invigilator. The invigilator takes the exam question and takes the student and, you know, puts them in the exam hall, and they do the exam. After they do the exam, the invigilator will now score them. When he scores them, right, this is where we are. This now tallies to your question. Now, we have something called mean absolute error. It is error. How many mistakes did they make? What's the difference between the mistake and what is the actual value? Now, mean absolute error is that across all the sums, when I sum up all the error is what? 856.82. Right? When I square the error and add it, it is 1.9 million. But it's error. Error is supposed to be 0. So the lower the error, the better the model. The lower the error, the better the model. So now, what does root mean squared error? The errors are so large. So large. So this is trying to tell me that if I predict a price, maybe a diamond price is 500. It's supposed to be 500. Now, this model is telling me that whatever price I tell you it is plus or minus 856. 856. So if I say 500, that means the error can range between 1,156 or 0. That's how the guessing range is too high. It's not precise. Am I making sense? So this is the one that will tell you if your learning technique, your approach to your teaching technique, or what you are teaching, if it makes sense or not. It may also be that you are teaching further maths to someone that is meant to be in kindergarten. Is this learner powerful enough for it? Am I making sense? Is this learner powerful enough for it? Are you supposed to use a linear regression? What of a tree regression? What of a deep learning regression? Those are questions you have to ask. And those are things that will make you a good machine learning engineer or not. Am I making sense? Hello? So it's not about making a model. We've made a model. We've gone through the rudimentaries. We can make as many models as we want. We are even experts at it. How good is our model? How perfect is our model?
I think Afolabi is trying to ask a question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Afolabi, let me allow you to talk. Afolabi, you can talk. Yes. You are muted. You can unmute. Hello. Okay. You can talk, and if you want to, yes, unmute.
Yeah.
Falabi. Yeah.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So from the explanation, so what happened? Why is there that margin of error? Is it the test model that is at fault or the exam model? So that's why I'm confused right now. Who is at fault?
We are. Femi, you can. I think you were. Femi, you're muted if you want to say something.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think I was able to just follow through with all you've been teaching. And when I got to regression predictor part, it flagged off an error, right? And the error is the table for prediction does not contain the column 0.
Yes, that's why we use the column filter. The column
so
filter.
I actually used the column filter.
So what are the things you took out? Is it just column 0? You're supposed to take out cut, color, and clarity too, because we've encoded cut, color, and clarity to numbers.
Yes, I did that.
Okay. So which other thing is are you sure you have, because the error is saying column 0, that means you've still included column 0. So basically, to clear that error, come to the column filter. All the includes must be almost, or if not the same as, all the things that are here.
That's for the regression learner, right?
For the regression learner, yes. Yes, they must be the same. Yeah. So check that out, and the error should be out of there.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
yes,
you're welcome.
I'll try that out.
Okay. So now the question is, who is at fault? We paid school fees. We sent students to school. We dropped him. He was always punctual. What else can we do? Who is at fault? It's you, the analyst. In this case, me, that I'm at fault. Why? I have to go back and check. Right? Is my feature engineering good enough? Now, I'm going to try something. Let's try something. I've not tried it before. Now, who is at fault, you ask? Now, look at this. You don't expect, just look at this, is the consequence of your question, right? So look at this. Let me take this out. Let me take this. Let me show only this. Look at this. See how smooth it is. Shim, 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 shim. And look at the error of this one. See, this one is up. This one, the numbers here are crazy. It may be because of the noisy prediction. Now let's try and see. Let's try and see if we can do this. Let's delete this. And let's bring this here. Let's configure. Okay. I don't know why configure is running from me. Let's go to MA price predicted. All right. And let's run. It will give me an error. I knew it will give me an error. Why will it give me an error? It will give me an error because that's why. Why will it give me an error? Now, if you look at this, it will give me an error because for you to compute error differences, the things you are comparing with. So if you look at this, if you look at this one, I'm comparing price with, price predicted. The length or the amount of entities in price predicted is the same as price, right? But moving average excluded the first 21 values. That's why this module will not compare them side by side for us. Do you understand? That's why we got that error from moving average, right? Now, if I say 0, just let's hold on. If I say 1, it will still give me the error, right? It will still give me the error, but it will be close because 1, it will be very close to what was there before. very close. So the window has to be big enough for it to be filtered. So let's say 10. Right, 10. Yeah, so now let's you consider the first 10 values. Yeah, the first 10 values don't have values, right? The first 10 values don't have values. But it will not, like I said, why is this jumping with me? It will not give me that computation because they don't have the same length. And maybe they will. Yeah, because they don't have the same length, right? But what I can tell you for certain is that what I can tell you for certain is that the error, because of the noise or the turbulence in the nature of the predicted value, the error in the filtered value or the moving average value that is in the smoothened value will be smaller compared to the one that came out originally. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes, it does.
It does. Right? It's just so the reason in those error, and that's why sometimes errors may be, it's just because it's very turbulent. Someone's over jumped, someone's in this direction, and someone's over jumped in the other directions. And those ones are should I say, adding a bias to the nature of the model. So once it is filtered, right? Once it is filtered, if you notice, if I take this turbulence one out, this error won't be as crazy. Now, it also goes back to the machine learning life cycle where they say, what's the business objective? So one thing they will tell you is, hey, your model, let me come back here. Let me take this. Okay. Your business objective. So if I give you a question, I must say that, hey, what is it? For someone to get promoted, they need cutoff mark. What is the minimum requirement for the model? The model must be at most 50, mean absolute error of 50. So if it says 500, I know it's either 450 or 550, right? 50, and that is what you work towards, not 800. Do you understand? So this, of course, filtered model would have reduced the error. We need to, let me see. We have price predicted. Let me see if I can do this. Right. But so far, any question? One cool thing that I wanted to show us was this, right? There will be a better way, right? But now let's assume your people in your office don't know NIME, right? They don't know NIME. And they're like, hey, we need this in Python, or we need this in JavaScript, or we need this in this, or we need this in that. You just take a screenshot of this, right? Don't try this at home. Don't say it's me. Don't say it's me that told you. Copy it, come to your browser, and go to our very good OpenAI friend. You can paste it and say, hey, you know what? Convert this 9, workflow to Python. Let's see if that happens. Yay, 5, 4. What happened to ChatGPT? Okay, yes. So you see, it recognized everything, and then boom, it converted everything. So you see, it recognized moving average, what we did. Now, ChatGPT did not understand the parameters we put inside. So you can tell us, you can adjust the window size. You can tell us that, hey, we used 70%. That's 30% for tests, but you use 20%. You can adjust this, and you just go and change to the data.csv. So even if they ask you, hey, give us in Python, well, there's a shortcut. You know what I'm saying? There's a shortcut. It is using standard scalar here, right? So if you go to our normalizer, right? Our normalizer is using a min max scalar. right? So ChatGPT does not have visibility into the hyperparameters. You cannot come here, oh, I am using a min max scalar. Make changes to the code. And it will do that, right? So all I'm saying is NIME workflow, you understand, NIME workflow is, at least with the new things, you can see what partitioning is doing, column to number, min max scalar, boom. With GPT, this is the best time to be a student or anything. You have everything. It has even told you what the numeric scorer is, the mean squared error, you know. You can see that the beautiful thing about this is it's connected the numeric scorer to the mean squared error. So what I'm saying is, if you understand NIME very well and you have a job, it's not stopping you from getting a Python machine learning job. It's not stopping you from getting a JavaScript machine learning person, because you already have it. All you just need to do is NIME, and you can write the code. You still don't. Of course, the next thing is to take this code, you copy the code, you take it to a Python environment and test it. You can test it. You have to test it and see that it's working. But it's there. Simple. Simple. Any questions so far? Hello? Where are my students? Good.
Great.
Yes.
It's getting clearer.
It's getting clearer.
Yes.
Yes. I can see that you said that yes with a smile. I know. All of you that is ChatGPT. God will forgive
You're
you.
absolutely correct.
God will forgive you. Right. So please, questions. I'm expecting floods of questions, because this is foundational. From next class, we're going to move very fast. We're going to move very deep, and we're going to cover concepts, right? Questions. Chisom Okoronko, Chinasa. I hope I'm saying your names well. Akins Sam. Any questions, please? Yes. Thomas.
Yeah, so since I was not in the last class, some of the concepts are not so clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the last class.
Are there some
Yeah.
concepts? Because your problem may be a lot of other people's problem. If there's some of the concepts you don't understand, we can quickly go. Which one is it that you know?
Yeah, I plan on actually going, so I don't drag everybody back. I plan on going to watch the last video, then maybe come back to watch a recap on this video again.
Perfect.
If I have any questions, I don't know if you are available later for maybe like we can have like your email to ask some things that might not be clear, or anyway we can reach out to you.
On the community, on WhatsApp and on Telegram, just drop a message. Why? Because your problem will be other people's problem. So if someone can just see it, our community, once you ask that problem, everybody's blessed with the knowledge.
Oh, okay. So we can just post some questions that we don't understand after the class. Okay.
Yes, post it with screenshots, post it with this. At least that will even ginger people that some people are going far. Let me go and carry my 9. In short, next week, see, I'm saying it, I'm strong in my face. Next week, I'll be if you don't unmute when I call your name, I'll just appear at your back and beat you, even if you're at work. Sorry, don't get fired though. I'm just joking. I'm just feeling your legs. Right. So, but any questions? I'm expecting floods of questions, right? Floods of questions, no question. I'm free. Is it that I'm a good or I'm a bad teacher? Yeah, somebody has raised up their hands. Femi. Hello, Femi, your hand is raised.
Yeah. Hi, Israel.
Yeah. So I am Tolu, right? I'm Tolu Lokwe.
Oh,
Right.
totally sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. You're fine. Me and Israel are one, actually. So that's why I was claiming his name,
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Tolu. Thank you so much. So I've been able to just follow through with what you've done so far, and I think I have a little bit of understanding. However, I'm trying to understand, is these steps that we just followed, from reading to partitioning to changing categories, normalizing, and then bringing in our model, and then prediction. Is that like the standard steps to follow, even if we're adopting like other models?
It is somewhat standard. It has my own remix inside, right? My own stuff.
Okay.
Like I said, somebody can come here and say, hey, why are we wasting resources? Why don't I come here? Why don't I let me do it for everything, right? And after this, right, let me delete this. Then let me partition, right?
Okay.
And after I partition, I want to normalize. It's the same thing. And the other goes to normal. You can see I took that route so I can show you that this category to number apply. This will work too, right? This is let me say design choice. Another person can come and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you partitioned by 70%. I want 82. I want majority of the concept to be shown to the students before exam, and the other 18%, let them see it. These are called hyperparameters, right? It's all design choice. You understand? And this is where you see that some people are really good machine learning experts, that there's no model you give them, because they will see, you can see there's no error. Despite the fact that I changed some things, there's no error. And who knows, this might even be a better model. So you can see that this gave me 828 because I used 82%. It was 856.
It's reduced.
Yes, it's reduced, right? So it can be anything, right? It's your choice. But it will be you working on an array of problems, seeing different things that will make you better. So let's go back to, let's say, we've done above 70. Let's do 55, right?
Okay.
Let's do 55. Let's see if that model is better or not. So these are you just tuning your hyperparameters, right? And then 55, this run, this run, this run, this run, this run, and this run. You can do execute all, and just execute everything in all of them. I just like that green thing, right? So
understandable.
You can see this is 862. This is even worse. This is even worse than, So, but usually in standard practice is 70-30, right? So it's just, like I said, design choice. There's a lot of things that are as a result of design choice. Now, one thing, because I know we are close on time, what if you have to do some mathematical formula? So let me give you an example. What if we want to create a new column with outstanding new properties? So maybe this is diamond practice. Maybe there's a relationship between, let me give an example, and this is an abstract example. Maybe the sale, right? Let's come to this line plot, right? Let's look at the original one. Let me show you Ashiri. People that are not Yoruba, I want to show secrets. Secrets. These targets, they gave me from the beginning. I'm not like, okay, this thing is going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I now looked at, okay, I can see that it's just, and it's tending upwards. Let me come up with an abstract formula. Now, this is also part of feature engineering. Let me come up with an abstract formula. So I'll come to mass formula, right? I will take, so I'll take the category to number, right? So this is just something abstract. I'm saying all this because your assignment is that you're going to go and train this model, and you're going to go and train it with an error of 100. That's your assignment. But I'm giving you all these things. So you can go to, because this is where subject matter experts come in, and they say, oh, you have to apply the mean or the standard deviation or some. These are things that are not in the original data. How can I, combine them to create a new column? So I can create a new feature. If I create a new feature, I have access to the carat, the depth, the table, the this. Let's say, what if I can't touch the price because that's the target, right? But I have this. Let's say the new feature is cut, multiplied by square root of depth. This is just a random feature, right? Minus table plus color, right? I'll just name it custom AAIF feature. Now you may know the meaning of the feature. Maybe it's the moving average, or it's the coefficient of aggregatable, anything. Let's call it AIF coefficient. Right now, because I don't know, I'm not following the science, right? This is just to demonstrate that you can create new features and add to it. Now I've added a new feature. I'll run it. Now look at it. It has created a new variable for me. And you can create as much variable as you want with different mass formulas, right? And then bam, partition and train. You can create a new feature that you want with the mass formula. I don't know if it makes sense or not. Let's see the mass scorer. What's Big Maggie 843? Oh, this is actually the best model yet, right? But what I'm saying is, this is where you now sit down with a subject matter expert. Maybe, I want to predict, diamond pricing, or let's go to crypto. Some crypto people will come. Oh, this is the features. I have the what's a crypto coin? I have maybe Dogecoin. I have the previous fluctuations. They will, have you checked the Fibonacci? Have you checked the volatility? Have you checked the Kinikon? All those things are formulas that all those experts have studied. So they will have a formula that the current price minus the previous 1,000 price plus this and this one, they will create a new feature. And that new feature, you can create as much. I can create another mass formula. I say Control C, Control V, boom. So this mass formula, this will feed into this one, right? Because this one has created, sorry, let me take this. This one has created, this will create another formula, and then this will come here. Boom. Right? You can adjust this like this, right? So you can create as much mass formulas as you want. Or no, sorry. Look at what am I saying? You can create even different mass formula. Another formula, right? You can create different formulas, right? So this just shows that you can do and undo, is endless. You are cultivating intelligence. There's no one way. It's endless. Am I making sense? So yes, we've been introduced a bit to feature engineering in today's class. Now you can see the model. We only dealt, because what we were trying to approach to achieve today is the different places we can manipulate our data, right? We've shown how to use different models in last class regression, polynomial. We can use all the different regression modules, right? There are a lot of them, right? All the different regression modules, yeah, right? So we will use this and then do it. So what's your assignment? Take the diamond pricing data set and get it to an error of 200, at most 200. I know I said 100 before. I did not forget. I'm just being magnanimous. Get it to as low as the highest error is 200. So if you say 500, I will know is either 300 or 700, right? Any questions? Before you continue, I'm assuming everybody has. Oh, okay. Yes, there are questions. Samuel Odusonya. Yes, let's have it. Let's have it. Let me allow you to talk. Yeah, allowed to talk. Yes. Let's have it, Samuel. While Samuel is loading, Thomas, please, you can talk. Thomas, are you there? Okay. No problem. Okay. Hey, Joy, are you there? You can unmute if you want to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I don't have all the context and I'm not familiar with NIME. And I've been kind of multitasking, so like I might be rehashing something that maybe someone has asked, but is there a way to like some kind of function in NIME that allows you to use the base model and maybe create multiple different models, multiple different interactions with the features, and tell you the one that would have the lowest p-value or the lowest error, basically? Is
So
there
you want
a way you can do that in
if I
NIME?
understand your question, you want to build a
Mhm.
model off of previous models. Is that your
Yeah,
question?
just off of the predictor and the categorical, like off of both of them, one that would be able to build multiple models and tell you like the top maybe 5 or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you are talking about AutoML, right? You're talking about, yes. Yeah, so it takes you, it tells you the features, tells you that, okay, you know what, these features based on their importance, based on this, and that is perfect. That is probably a very good segue to our next class. So there's something called drum rolls PCA. And I know
I was
that
gonna say PCA.
yes. So there's something called PCA, which is what? Principal Component Analysis. Let me see if RFE is there. No RFE. So there's something called PCA that is there. We will talk about this module later, right? So don't worry, right? So what is PCA? PCA means Principal Component Analysis. And what that does is it goes and tells you that, oh, in your features, you have carat, you have cut, you have color. What is the most important that you need to prioritize? So say, for example, you are a new analyst in a financial entity and they give you a 1 terabyte Excel sheet, right? I don't think Excel can get to 1 terabyte, but they gave you a data sheet of 1 terabyte. But that 1 terabyte has 500,000 columns and they want you to create a model. It will take you, and I'm not exaggerating, 1 years to go through each column. And they say you have 2 weeks. With PCA, you can analyze that 500,000 columns and give you the top 10 or top 15 or top 5 or top 2 or top 1, right? So that's what PCA is. PCA is you have gazillion models. What is the best ones? How can I rank them, right? And we'll get to that, right? So any other questions? Is anybody's hand still held up? Okay. So this class, you people are not asking questions. You are supposed to bombard me, like, you know, like I'm supposed to be sweating. Hey, I need to go and study. Give me work to do. Let me stammer and say, let's meet next class. Let's meet next class. But you people are just sparing me. Chinasa, I don't even know what your voice looks like. Chinasa. All of you, Chisom, I don't know what your voice sounds like. Anjorin, I think I've heard that. I spoke to Anjorin last time. Adiola Adoga. Is it Ado? Anyone? Ismaila, how far? Do you understand everything? Is either I'm too good as a teacher or you're too smart? It's one of them. Well, I'm too good. Well, any question? Meshak, I did Dotun. You know, Muhammad, Olasumbo, Olusegun Akinlaye. So any questions? Any questions? Any questions? So now, one assignment I need you to do so we don't slow each other up is you need to, for deep learning, you need to come here, come to, sorry. Now for Windows, I don't know how to, I don't play with Windows. You need to come to menu, install extensions. Where is it? Menu, install extensions. I need you to install Keras. Keras, Keras. You won't see it on my system because I have it installed, right? So if you go, many of you, if you go on your system, you won't see all these modules, KRLSTM, GRU, add layer. You won't see all these things. I want, between now and next week, your first action item is train a model. Train a model in diamond pricing that the error is maximum of 200. Second assignment is download and install Keras node. Keras node. This we'll use it for regression and we use it for image classification next week. Keras. Download Keras. Now, in many situations, Keras will tell you that you need a Python. So you see, there's something called Python deep learning, right? Something called Python deep learning. You will need to configure your Python deep learning, right? You will need to configure this. There are ways and there are steps to do that. We need to do all these things before next class so we can move very fast. So during the installation, make sure you configure your system with Python deep learning, and then make sure you install Keras, and your model is going to be this that has maximum error of 200. Do everybody understand the assignment? The task at hand. Hey, Babatunde, you raised up your hand. I think I allowed to talk, yeah. Babatunde, are you there? You can unmute.
Okay, sorry. So sir, thank you so much for the class. I really loved it. Concerning Kera that you told us to install, is it available for Linux?
Yeah, you've installed 9, right?
Yes.
So go to your install extensions.
Okay.
Install extensions and just type Keras.
Okay. I should be able to install through that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And sir, I was also wondering, please, could you like send the assignment to the group chat too?
Okay, no problem. I'll write it out. Everybody has access to the data set. Everybody has access to the data set, access to 9, and that's all you need. Afolabi, you can unmute.
So I wanted to ask about the data set for the assignments.
So if you go to the Q&A, I think I pasted it here. So this is it. I'm going to paste it again. So it's fresh, Control C. So it's fresh and new for everyone to have. Take it, Kuleton. You can't finish. Take it. You can download twice, 3, 4. Take it. You cannot finish here. Let's go to the questions. Joy.
Also to be in the classroom. All this information will be in the classroom as well.
Yeah. Joy, you raised up your hand.
That may have been an accident, but how can we sign up for the classroom?
Did you sign up with the link?
No, can someone please share that? Sorry to keep
Just
Joel super back.
So we just go to africanairfoundation.com, join cohort 2, and then these all Israel. I'm saying the right thing, right? Hello, Israel.
Sorry, I was having difficulty in muting. Sorry, what was the question, please?
How can she join the classroom?
Okay, I'll put the link to the classroom right here.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So you don't have to go through all of that steps.
Okay. Kenneth, you raised up your hand. Kenneth? Okay. Kenneth is not there. Yep. So it looks like,
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening. We can hear you now.
My question, I don't have the basics of machine
learning the basic of machine learning. So during this course now, I'm a little bit lost. Although I'm be following up, doing what you are doing, follow step by step. But the concept of the machine learning, I don't understand it. I've not done it before. I'm not a statistician. I did not do computer science as my background. So, but I want to learn it. So where can I go to get the basics of machine learning so that I can apply it to this particular application?
Yes, perfect. Kenneth, like you, me too. My background, I did not do machine learning, like you. I did not do computer science. I'm not a statistician. We are in the same boat. You understand, right? And the concept here is applied machine learning. So we are going to throw you in the jungle. That's the goal. The goal is to throw you in the jungle, throw you in a volcano of confusion, and then help you find your way out. Right? So it's hands-on. Forget everything I just said. I was just trying to joke. It's hands-on. We are here to guide you through. That's one. Number two is in our cohort one. There's some detailed theory that we went through, from data structures, introduction to Python. We went through. If you can get from cohort two. Number three is, that's why we are very elaborate. If you notice, we don't use a lot of PowerPoint and everything. We're taking you through the classes, we're taking you through the sessions, and we are also showing you how to find solutions through Google. So if you have a problem, how do you go through Google to solve those problems if you are facing it? How do you use, even if you notice this time we use ChatGPT to make so that your productivity, even because we can't teach you everything in this class, right? If you are stuck, how do you go and get solutions to it? That's so it's applied, it's hands-on, it's everything. So how do you get the basics of machine learning to better, strengthen your footing? There are courses from cohort one, there are courses on YouTube that can help and everything, right? So, and please feel free. What we want is, the goal is, if you see some foreign concepts based on some learning somewhere that you feel you need more understanding on, bring those questions to the class. Hey, I was learning linear regression. And when I was learning linear regression, I noticed that they used to use root mean square. Do we use root mean square here? Why don't we use root mean square? Those are questions you can ask, right? Make sense? So, Kenneth, you raised up your hand. Okay. Kenneth, we cannot hear you again. Okay. Any other questions? So we've touched on a bit of feature engineering, how to add new columns based on foreign formulas. If I say add a column for, the root mean square or the log or the mean of, a column, you can add you get things like that, right? A lot of things that is small what we've shown you, but the things you can achieve with it is a lot more if you apply them. Make sense? So, yes, any question? Any other questions? Please, as much as possible. This is a talent, a skill for the future. If you need to work, please carry your computer. Who is the person? Francis Ogogo. Next week, I'm waiting. Please do your assignment. Oh, you sure? If you don't do your assignment, I will just disable you. You cannot talk. I will take your freedom of speech. I'm just joking. But please do your assignment. Go check Camila Razin. Please do your assignment. Let's walk this journey together. Make sense? Kenneth, your hand is still up. Oh. In case you are here, feel free to talk. Feel free to interrupt me. So I don't think Latif. Nobody's talking. No. Sumbo.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. I've got your explanation. I just started from the first class about 3 weeks ago. So I think what I will do, I will go back and do the basic machine learning course, introduction of machine learning course. I will find some books and read and see how it goes, so I can understand the basic concept and where we are driving to.
So what I also don't want you to fear is that because you don't have those basics, this is useless to you. No. The knowledge that we are doing, we are trying as much as possible to bridge the foundation into it and make it much more applied. Nobody in the office is going to tell you, tell me the meaning of machine learning. What are they? No. Yes, they can come up in conversations, and yes, you do need those knowledge. But to solve real life problems, real life machine learning problems, we are giving you those skills now. Right? Yes, use those knowledge to reinforce your footing, your foundation, your knowledge of concept, knowledge of techniques in machine learning, right? But this just throws you into that learning on your feet, right? Hitting the ground running, right? Some people have their hands raised up. Ola Sumbo, thank God, we will hear Sumbo's voice. Thank God. Ola Sumbo. Sumbo, are you there? You can unmute if you want to say something. Okay. Thomas.
Yeah, how is there any way that we can get the cohort 1, some of the lectures that were done on cohort 1 just to revise?
Yes, I think so. Israel is in the classroom, right? The classroom group. I think it's in the link to join the classroom with the classroom group. I think Israel link to classroom. Once you join it, you'll see cohort 1 there. I think it dropped it here, right here. So it's everything is all there, all the slides and everything. Then Sumbo. Ola Sumbo. You are muted if you are speaking. You can unmute. Okay. No problem. So I know we are past time. Any questions, please? I'm still here. I'm still here. So yes.
Okay.
Sumbo.
Can you hear me? I'm not
Yes,
sure.
I can hear you, Sumbo.
Okay, good evening.
Good
Yes,
evening. Yes.
hearing my name, so thank you for calling me out.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm actually learning like more like everything looks, strange to me. So I'll probably just go over the video again then.
Sumbo, through this class, were you listening?
Yes, yes, yes.
I can ask you any
Not
question and you will answer it.
like I've been well, I'm new to tech, so it's kind of I don't want to use that strong word. So it's just a little bit strange, but then I'm learning. Yeah,
So
believe me, I
right
am.
now, and life is about learning. Is there any question right now? Before I ask you, ask me, because I'm going to ask you what question in this course that we've done right now in today's exercise that is confusing you. And if you say
Well,
there's no, then I'm going to
like
ask
I
you.
said, like I said, I've
Yeah, I need
been
to.
on I've been on
Mhm.
this call, been listening, but then sometimes I usually have to go through the video again, the classic, to
No.
probably um try
Yeah.
out what you have been try it out online. Then I know after doing that I'll probably come across some difficulties that I'll
So
definitely have questions next class
thank
in the
you.
next
So Sumbo, we have 33 participants on this call, so we have 32 witnesses between us. Everybody
okay.
remind me, we asked Sumbo what she studied, what questions she has for me. So Ogogo and Sumbo, they are on my watch list. Right? So no problem.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Femi, you can unmute.
Hi, Tolu.
Hey.
So I'm still trying to look for other reference materials that can really help me.
Okay.
But I can't seem to find them. I can't find the link to class 1, to cohort 1. I can't, I'm literally trying to look around for everything. And I'm on the classroom. So if you kindly point me to that.
Let me see. So we have Cohort 2. So what's going to happen?
Don't worry, I will.
Send the
You need a
link.
link to the Cohort
Yeah.
1, right? Is that
Yeah.
All
to
right.
the class
Got
1?
it.
Yes.
Okay. One
So
moment.
Cohort 1 was very theoretical, right? It was very, though some rushed concepts, but was very theoretical. And if you just go through them, even if you have questions, bring them. You can take a screenshot of those questions and say, hey, you know, this is the question, this is this page, what do you mean here? Stuff like that.
All right.
You're welcome. So, any questions? Please, please, please rush me. Joe. We might do, in the process of machine learning, this is machine learning. I'm giving you examples. So I'm giving you training samples. There will be a time where I'll give you a test sample. And when I give you a test sample, I will look for the learner with the lowest error. So that means all of you are going to take this thing and are going to run it. And you are going to give a screenshot of your numeric score and what the learner is. And maybe the top 3 learners. Oh, no, sorry. Why am I giving the top 3? Am I going to use 3 learners? The top smallest error learner will win something. And there will be conditions. Some of the conditions is you have to create new features, at least 5 new features. You have to do this. You have to do PCA. You have to do this. You have to rank them. You have to do this. And you create a very deliberate, elaborate report. You even use NIME to generate the report, right? So we can do something like that. Answer, hi. So Femi and Sumbo, is this from before or this is current? If this is current, you can unmute. Okay, Sumbo, you raise up your hand again. Okay.
Oh, no, I'll just drop it.
Okay. So, in the absence of no question, and please, I'm joining everyone, please, for next class, let's come in early. We have a lot to go through, and it will also help us to learn a lot. And after learning a lot, solving questions together, asking questions, just to make this experience better. So, any questions so far, everyone? Am I free to take my leave? Nobody's here. On a lighter mood, if there are any Arsenal fans on here, we apologize. You can predict the next score that will happen next weekend. Yeah, on a lighter mood. And those that are Man U fans, your assignment next week is to write a selection to take all the scores of Man U versus Liverpool and predict what the next score will be. 8-0, 7-0. We don't know. So let's see. I don't have a club. So in case you are looking like you want to target me, I watch soccer, but I don't have a club. So that's on a lighter mood, right? So far, no questions, right? Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's class, for making it another date. Please join next class early. Learn to join with your computers. You have 2 assignments. Yes, someone has raised up behind. Meshach, friend of Abednego. How are you? Meshach, you can talk. Feel free to unmute. Still loading. Still loading. Okay. What happened? The network did not want Meshach to talk. Meshach? Maybe it's your network. Yeah, reconnecting. I thought as much. So yeah. Any other questions? Another person has raised up their hands. Still Meshach. Meshach, yes, you can talk. You're unmuted. Mishak, you can talk. Yep, your network is there. Your network is go and buy Starlink. Join Elon Musk group, buy Starlink. So, any other questions before we call it a day? Israel, I don't know if you have any addition or anything. Mishak, I think you can talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mishak, we can't hear you. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Doctor, you are pulling our legs. So when you said you are like us, machine learning PhD holder now, bro, doctor.
The difference between us is just
Yeah,
time.
on the hello. Oh,
Yeah, we can hear you. Right. I think your network is cutting in and out.
My network is bad.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Do you have a question? Question one of boy. Do you have a question? Okay, let's wait on. Mishak has muted. But Babatunde. Allah Sheila. Babatunde, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but I didn't raise up my hand.
Oh,
I
it
don't know
shows
why it
down.
keeps seeming like my hand is raised up.
Oh, okay. Maybe
So sorry, sir.
the thing can anticipate that you have questions. He's telling you, talk. Talk, right? So, no problem. If you insist not to talk, it's fine. All right.
No. I actually don't have anything to say. Your
Yeah. So,
class was really. I loved your class. You talked a lot about everything we needed to. Like, you just give it all. So there's actually nothing for me to ask.
No problem. Hopefully next week when you go through videos, we have everything. And then you are the person using Linux. Have you found
Yes.
Keras? Yeah, yes, okay. Perfect. So no problem. I think we've worked, we've talked, we've planted. Let this seed germinate and let it bear strong machine learning experts, machine learning engineers that will rule Nigeria and beyond, right? So that's the goal. All right. So no problem. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. It's
Thank
good to hear.
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tulu. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And if you think the course 2 is going great and you're learning a lot, you could spare a minute or two of your time to, put in, you can put in your review on LinkedIn, tagging the African Air Foundation LinkedIn group, right? So let other people know that something great is happening here, and let them have a taste as well. So yeah, don't hesitate to leave a review. I mean, this is a lot of investment, a lot of effort, a lot of planning, and all this for free, just so we ensure that Africa doesn't get to be the last as usual, in terms of the viewing revolution or something that's already happening, right? So yeah, let's see your review, and let it be the guiding light for other people to join in as well. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's attempt those assignments as they have been shared, and you have references on the Google Classroom as well to those assignments, the data, the deck, and all of that. So you have all the things that you need to respond to the assignment. You can put in the screenshot as a response to the classwork. It's very easy to do. You'll figure it out when you log into the classroom. It's all straightforward and easy to do. Without any other question, I think Meshach is back. Dr. Do you want to allow Meshach?
Yeah, Meshach can we can talk. Hey Meshach. It's just the network. I think the network is not enough.
Meshach, you can use the community on Telegram to put in your questions, and it will be attended to as well. You don't have to, do it on the call here. So thanks everybody. I think he's trying to unmute. He's still struggling. Thank you all for joining this class. Thank you so much, and see you guys next week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.